Good morning, children. This is Karan, sir, assistant teacher. I welcome you all on this online portal of Scottish Public School. So, this lecture is going to be for the class 9 students. Here we are going to continue the same class as I taught you in the previous class, Geography Chapter 1. This will be lecture number 2. You have to move to the page number 2 of Geography book. I hope you all are on the same page. Please take out your books, and I would like to tell you that in the previous class I have given you a homework to draw a beautiful, clean map of India. But not many students have taken interest. They have not shown their interest in this assignment, and I would like to especially mention a name that a girl, Nilofer Jahan of our class, has made this map quite beautifully. I was very impressed with her, and I would like to tell all the students, whether it is Imdad, Akash, Sagar, or any other student, Mayor Fatma or Ruchika, or anybody from class 9, you have to be very much accurate and very much proactive in making all the homeworks. So let's get started. And I was disappointed that some of the students did not take any kind of interest in the homework making. So now we are going to take this chapter ahead where we left in the last lecture. Yesterday I just gave you 4 figures to remember. The figures were the total boundary, it is of 15,200 kilometers. The coastal boundary, which is around 7,516.6 kilometers. And there are some of the dimensions or the longitudinal and latitudinal location of India. Okay. Now today we are going to talk about the India and the world. This part of this chapter we are going to take it ahead. So have a look on your book, open your book, give your attention to the video, listen to it carefully, and keep on looking on the book. So, and I would like to mention here one more thing, that some of the students were telling that I should switch my language to Hindi as well. But as this school is an English medium school and your parents have put you into this school to improve your spoken English as well. So that is why I am trying to make you understand from English to English only. I am not switching my language to Hindi. But if you find it very difficult to understand, you can give your feedbacks in the group. If more students will ask me to switch my language or translate the things into Hindi also, then I will do it. But right for the time being, I am continuing the same way. So the Indian landmasses has central location between the East and the West Asia. It means India lies between the Eastern and Western Asia. It means it is somewhere into the middle of the Asian continent. Got my point? The trans-Indian Ocean routes which connect the countries of Europe in the West and the countries of East Asia provide a strategic central location to India. It means the location of India is such a vital location that it connects the European countries and the Asian countries as well. That is why India becomes a very strategic and very important location for the world. Nobody can deny the importance of India as a trader or as any other necessities. Note that the Deccan Peninsula protrudes into the Indian Ocean. It means Deccan Peninsula, the V set, which is at the bottom of the map of the India. Map of India, we can see there lies the Deccan Plateau. So, thus helping India to establish close connect with the West Asia. It means this shape of India, it helps India to connect with the other countries very sharply or very rapidly. It means it decreases the distance between the West Asia, Africa and Europe from the western coast, and with the Southeast and East Asia from the eastern coast. It means if we have a look at the India's map, suppose that this is the bottom of India. So this is eastern coast and this is western coast. So from this area we can connect some part of the world, and from this coastal area, this is a long stretch of the coast, and this is also a long stretch of the coast. So this is useful. The eastern part of India is helping us to establish the close contact with East Asia, okay, Africa and Europe from the western coast. We can connect Africa and Europe from this coast very easily, and from the Southeast Asia from the eastern coast. It means western coast and Southeast Asia. If we want to connect the Asian continent, Southeast Asia like this, we can go like this very closely. It makes it very close. So we are having coasts on both the sides, east side or west side. We are having the coast at both sides, eastern coast, western coast. These are also known as eastern coastal plain, western coastal plain. Got my point? I hope you are understanding it very clearly. Now, it says, no other country has a long coastline on the Indian Ocean as India has indeed. It means other countries hasn't had this opportunity to have that much longer coastline. We have more than 7,500 kilometers of coastline. It means it enables us to do the to make the trading relations with other countries or other part of the world. We have our entire 7,500 kilometers of area which is connected from the sea route. India's eminent position in the Indian Ocean, which justifies the naming of an ocean after it. It means India's position in the ocean is very much prominent, very dominating positions we have. We can call India as the king of the sea because we are we have three sides connected with the sea routes. So we can call our country as a superpower in the sea routes. So one of the oceans are known as Southern Ocean, is also known as Indian Ocean. That is named after our country, India. India's contacts with the world have, now move to the page number 4 please. India's contacts with the world have continued through ages, but her relationship through the land routes are much older than her maritime contracts. Maritime contracts means the sea routes. It means we were connected from the other part of the world like Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, China and other countries through the land routes or from the passes of the mountains. Do you know what is a pass? It is a very narrow passage which crosses a mountain from one country to another. People can go from those passes. Those are the narrow and it is the roads or the passes are not well maintained. It is very difficult to cross through them. But those were the only sources or the gateways to come to India in the earlier time. That is why India was connected from those days when there was no maritime, it means no sea routes were developed. It means till 1498 India was discovered by whom? Vasco da Gama. It was discovered by Vasco da Gama in 1498. Got my point? So before that there was no maritime. It means no sea routes were adopted from the western countries. We were not connected by the sea route. So what happened? The various passes across the mountains in the north have provided passages to the ancient travelers, while the oceans restricted such interaction for a long time. It was for a longer period of time in the history, nobody were able to get to India by the sea routes. It was discovered just in the 15th century, and after that many of the countries like Portuguese, France, British, Europeans, they came to India, and unfortunately they occupied our land also, they colonized us, and India remained under the Britishers for a 200 long period of 200 years. So this was an unfortunate incident. Now, these routes have contributed in the exchange of the ideas and the commodities since the ancient times. The ideas of the Upanishads and Ramayana, the stories of the Panchatantra and the Indian numerals, and the decimal system, thus could reach many parts of the world. It means these are the things which were ideas and the messages of Upanishad, Ramayana, or other things were spread to the other part of the world through those travelers, those who used to come to India through those passes in the mountains. So the stories of Panchatantra, they spread into the other countries as well, much before the sea route was discovered in 15th century. So now the spices, muslin and other merchandise were taken from India to different countries. It means along with those things, our spices means like all the spices, cumin, cardamom, cloves, coriander, and many more spices are there which are only grown in India. The better quality, like ginger. Ginger was firstly discovered in India, and when it was discovered 400-500 years back, it was very costly, and in the other countries people used to come to India to take 250 grams of ginger in barter system. They used to give 8 sips. It means sips, not the sips. It means sips. The one other animal of God family, they used to give 8 sips instead of just 250 grams of ginger. It means how costly it was, just you can imagine. Now it is 20 rupees or 250 gram, 80 rupees kilo or 60 rupees kilo ginger in India. But it was firstly discovered in India, and it was a very medicinal thing. People used to have that in the different kind of difficulties, illnesses. Got my point? Now, on the other hand, the influence of the Greek sculpture and the architectural style of dome and minerals from West Asia can be seen in the different parts of the country. We can see that the design, the architectural design, the making way of buildings, they came to India, they brought their ideas, and we also learned a lot from those people, those who came from the other countries. They gave us ideas, they took our spices, muslin and other merchandises. Got my point? So this sort of it means you can say we gave them something, we took something from them as well. Now India shares its land boundaries. Okay, I beg your pardon. There is next point. India's neighbors. India's neighbors. It means we are sharing our land boundaries with some of the countries. So who or which countries are our neighbors? Let's study about that. India occupies an important strategic position in the South Asia. India has 29 states and 7 union territories. How much states India is having right now? It is 28 states. Previously, till 2 years back, it was 29 states. But last year, or maybe in 2019, I believe, on 5th of August, Jammu and Kashmir was a state. It was taken away and it was divided into two union territories. So number of one state decreased and two new union territories were added to the Indian territories. Got my point? It was Jammu Kashmir became Jammu Kashmir one territory, union territory, other was Ladakh. And from 29 states it became 28 states. So India says its land boundaries with the Pakistan, Afghanistan is northwest. It means if we can see, just let me give you an idea that look at this book. So Pakistan somewhere lies from in this area and Afghanistan in this area. We share our northwest, it means north and west side, this direction. So Afghanistan, Pakistan lies somewhere in this direction. So they are, you can understand it as I am telling you. See the map and try to understand it. The map is on the page number 3 and I am teaching you on the page number 4. So in northwest direction, Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Tibet, Nepal and Bhutan in the north. It means in this passage, in this stretch of, in this part of India, like here, China, Nepal, Tibet and Bhutan, this passage is covered by these three countries. So that is the north direction. And others like Myanmar and Bangladesh in the east. These two countries falls in east. And one more thing, in the south, Sri Lanka is there, but that is not connected with that is not connected by land from India. That is 30 kilometers away from India in the seas, in the ocean, in the southern ocean. Okay. Now, our southern neighbors across the sea consist of the two island countries, namely Sri Lanka and Maldives. They are our island neighbors. They are island. They are surrounded by water on all four sides. Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka, everybody knows, as that country plays cricket very much, and India has a very good cricketing relation with Sri Lanka. We have our diplomatic relations with them. Maldives is also a beautiful coastal country. It has beautiful beaches. Many of the people from India, they go on vacations to Maldives. They enjoy it. That is very beautiful island country. Sri Lanka and Maldives. Sri Lanka is separated from the India by a narrow channel of sea formed by the Pak Strait and the Gulf of Mannar. So Sri Lanka is separated from India with a very narrow channel. It means India and Sri Lanka doesn't have too much of a distance. There is a channel. It is known as Pak Strait. It is Pak Strait and Gulf of Mannar. These channels separate India and Sri Lanka, while Maldives Island are situated to the south of the Lakshadweep Island. We have our Lakshadweep Islands in this area. Suppose that this is India's bottom. This is India's bottom. So here it is, somewhere here it is Andaman Nicobar, and in this area it is Lakshadweep. Here somewhere here it is like Maldives is there, very close to that. Okay, so it is below Maldives. Okay, so I beg your pardon, it is below Lakshadweep. Maldives is located below Lakshadweep, and India has had strong geographical and historical links with the neighbors. Look at the physical map of the Asia in your book, in your atlas, and note how India stands apart from the rest of Asia. This is how the chapter concludes. It means we have to have a look at of the world map. You can see it in the picture number 1.4. It is clearly given there how India is well connected by the sea routes from many countries, and it has a very vital and strategically very strong position. It has very strong hold in the oceans. So with this, I conclude this chapter. Now I would like to tell you one thing that you have to make. I told you to make this MCQs in the last lecture. Today I am giving a new assignment. Those who have not made this map of India, they have to make it. And now today I am going to ask you to make question number 2. 4. There are 4 questions. This part of the question number 2 has 4 different questions. You have to solve them. Write it beautifully in your rough notebook. Click a picture of it and send it into my group so that I will be able to check it. Thank you. Have a nice day.